Okay, I think I'm back? Theoretically. It wasn't a real blip. It was all lies. But theoretically, I am back. And hopefully it won't restart the ad nonsense. Okay, can I hear it now? Yes! I can hear things! Okay, cool. I'm allowed to listen. Hey guys, how's it going? No, I'm not Blippi. No. No, that's a lie. Don't believe the raccoons when they tell you things. They are telling you falsehoods. Anyway, hey guys, I'm back. What a way to come back, really. Amazing. Everything breaking. I had to reconnect like everything, by the way. Man, 1 week and then everything decided, no, you're not allowed to stream anymore. That's ridiculous. I'm a raccoon in a trench coat? I don't know. I don't think so. Ah, dang it. Okay, no, it did restart. Okay, I'm gonna chill while ad happens because I can't snooze it for an hour. So, hey guys, what's up? Wanna chat? I'll throw us over here until the ad break is over. Dang it, I was really hoping that wouldn't happen. Wait, I should just treat it like it's a new stream. Hey guys, welcome in. I'm just late. How's it going? Oh man. Why is the game audio on the screen too? Yeah, it's a wellness break, a mental wellness break, let's be real. Wait, well, exactly, not unusual. Nothing unusual to see here. Very normal behavior, as seen on Twatch. It's fine, I have tea. This tea makes everything better, right? Heck yeah, tea. I'm so I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sus. Very, very not sus. Totally normal. Yeah, tea, it's just nice, you know? Plus or minus 30 minutes on the schedule. Let's be real, it's always gonna be plus 30 minutes. Yeah. I wish I had the power to turn that off, but alas. Twitch.tv. Amazing. I'm not gonna click on that. Yeah, I have no idea where it goes to. That's why I'm just like, I'm not gonna click on that, but it is funny. Am I going to do the Italian? Oh my god, there's an Italian and German accent. No. I can't do those. I can't do those. Oh no. That's, uh-oh. I'm in danger. What if I just do Mario's voice? You know, like the most stereotypical thing ever, except kind of intentionally. If it's intentional, then it's... Oh, no. You know, I'm pretty sure I remember all my things here. That's fine. Everything's fine. Just throw in a wahoo. Just speak entirely normally, and then occasionally just wahoo! And that's it. Mario and Lederhosen. No. No. I can't do the Mario because I have a vendetta against Mario. In that, a friend and I, over the weekend, we played Mario Party. And we decided, we have so much time. Let's do the 30 round one. Let's do the 30 turn one. We wanted out halfway through, and we were stuck there. Dying. It's the new one, yeah. But 30 turns is like an excessive amount of Mario Party. It's so long. It took so long. It was like over 3 hours. It was just so many mini games and turns and nonsense and chance time. And one of the NPCs was Mario, who I think had the star appear in front of him like 3 or 4 times. Oh god, yeah, no, the partner mechanic. Like, I think that the mechanic is neat. I think that the mini games being specific to those characters is pretty cool. Oh my god, they took so long. Everything took so long. 15 is absolutely the right call because we were ready to be done by 15. By like 20. And by 25, we were just like, help, save us. Just laying down as we play sideways because we're just perishing. Oh, man. Anyway, I think we're free now. So, let's go back to the game. Go back to the game as if I even started yet. Hey guys, welcome to a new stream where we play Great Ace Attorney 2. Oh, man. All right. I'm gonna jump into it now. Clearly... the animations can't be skipped. Yeah, even with the speed up on the NPCs, which is nice. I'll give it that. But God, I wish some things could be skipped, even if I didn't know where they were. At some point, I stopped caring where they were. Hey, YouTube! Welcome back to my channel! And my, I don't know, unboxing video. What introductions? Do I get to see what happened last? Balloons. Okay, there were hot air balloons. We got some witnesses. One of them is Best Girl Gina. Thank you. Oh.
Oh God, PLS, don't make me edit an unboxing video.
I don't want to record an unboxing video. Anyway, thanks for the 4 months, Nino. Oh, is it not actually reading out the emotes anymore? Amazing. Well, thank you for the 5 months, Manvic. I can look at numbers and on catboxing video. Listen, if I had a cat, it's not reading the emote anymore. Thank God. It used to. I think cuz I switched to the new one. It's mostly cuz like if you add that many, sometimes it just Do I read it then? I don't know how I would mispronounce it. Sei Sou. You probably won't be missed. Sei Sou Kirara Intensderp. Sei Sou. That's the only one I know would be mispronounced that way. Sei Sou Kirara Intensderp. Sei Sou Kirara Intensderp. Sei Sou Kirara Intensderp. Sei Sou. Let's go. Oh. There we go. Only no boxing the cat, only MMA? Catbox was actually just cat boxing the entire time. Alright. Thank you for your introductions. Now, you will give your formal testimony for the court. Kindly describe exactly what you witnessed. Especially those of you who had a vantage point above the stage. Well, thank you for the sub, fight this. Wait, who are you fighting? Hold on. You're not gonna be boxing me, right? I have noodle limbs, don't do this! I actually have... Please kindly describe what happened. I don't remember anything. Why do you have a bandage on your face, random phantom thief child? The view from 60 feet up. Oh God, you're Mario. No. Do not blame me too much for what travesty you're about to witness. I'm just gonna go Mario, I guess. It was an incident that... No! It's a me, British Mario! Let's go! Mario! I am only grateful that my balloons were not damaged. Wahoo! Oh, listen, if it's intentionally bad, if it's meant to be terrible because I can't pull off a good one, I don't know anymore. Ah! Forgive me, but I have to do this. I must sin. The Italians are asleep, we're fine for now. There's this huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang in the sky beside us. Wait, what? What do I do with this one? Why do you have to be German? I've never done a German accent in my life. You speak for the motherland, thank you. Do I just do a bad French one and call it a day? It's all terrible. Got time to practice those acts? I'll find a dialect coach. It is German, unfortunately. They said in German. Just kind of do like a, what is it? One of those like, and from amid the Z smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere. Said in German. What if it's that? What if I just did that the whole time? That's awful. That's actually worse than if I actually try. Like, I feel like if I tried, it would actually just become French by accident. And from amid this, well,
Well, and from amid the smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere.
Oh, screw it. I'm not gonna. It's the English Siri trying to read it. The cage, it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower. Mamma mia. I'm so sorry.
I didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
I'm losing it. I'm freaking losing it. A most extraordinary collective account, I must say. I don't even know what I read because I was dying over my inability to... Okay. Could I just clarify something? What did any of you just say? Good to be back. There's a detail in the witness's testimony that I've not heard any mention of until now. Specifically, that there were 2 explosions. More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places, yes. Okay. When the demonstration began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around here. There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time carrying other passengers as well, to be clear. Oh god, his head is gone! Then, as power was supplied to the machine for the demonstration, the first explosion occurred. The so-called bird cage that contained the victim disappeared from the stage, and a moment later, the second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses. Yeah, like, oh no, it's gone. Well, if it exploded, I mean... Yeah, happy belated Lunar New Year. Hiss hiss. Oh no, he got encased in ice! The birdcage appeared at the site of the explosion, subsequently to plummet down into the crystal tower. Egg mooncakes or pineapple? If I were to choose between those 2, I know that egg mooncakes are traditional, but I prefer the pineapple mooncakes. I was very surprised. Suddenly, a cage appeared before my eyes, viz a person inside, said in German. Oh god, no, why do you have to talk so much? I can't keep that up the entire time. Oh, I think I'm just gonna do this American because I am, skill difference. I cannot make it up.
The blast was so hot, but I didn't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide.
Okay.
I still have lots of money.
Oh yeah. You said you were rich. Good for you, I guess. Where are your parents? Precisely who is this, curious infant? Who is this rich lost child? I'm told he is a young noble of Bohemian royalty. Apparently, he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the Great Exhibition. Or maybe steal from the Great Exhibition, I don't know. That mask does look a little bit Phantom Thiefy.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here in London on a sightseeing trip with my elementary school.
We will have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony. Do we really need that? Oh.
When I remove my mask, this is what I look like. Shocking, isn't it?
Yes, I see. Delightful face, I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody says so.
Great disguise, then. The point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the facts for the court. Namely, that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. And furthermore, that until the arrival of the police, no one approached the Crystal Tower where the victim fell. If Ace Attorney wasn't so cartoonishly silly, it would be so horribly, horribly racist. Don't worry, we have racism in here. We've got so much of it. It was toned down a bit in this one so far, but, you know. Did the audio die again? Well, there is no sound currently. Therefore, only the accused, who was with Mr. Asman on the stage, could possibly have committed the murder.
Yes, thank you, counsel. The prosecution's views on the matter are quite clear. So, the defense's cross-examination now, please.
Wait, the game audio's not working? Oh my god. It was muted. It was muted the whole time. I'm a fool. Oh no, that means you only heard the terrible accents. I mean, to be fair, there's no sound currently. Oh no, that's all you heard. I'm so sorry. Yes, my lord. Oh no, nothing is planned. Even if it seems like I'm being strategic, usually not planned. Yep, I unmuted the game. I am never pressing this child for more information. I cannot deal with this. Your balloons were not wait, were your balloons not damaged? Isn't this a balloon? Okay,
Hold it!
Okay, Mario. There were 3 balloons flying above the experimentation stage at the time. I understand. See, all 3 of them, my bellissimi bambini. They are very popular. Oh god, no! Don't raid me! Oh, hello. Hello. You were playing Raid? Shadow Legends? But yes, hello. Everything is terrible. I'm sorry for what you will hear in this stream. Mamma mia, they are a very popular signal. Some people will pay £10 for one ride. £10? That's more than my annual stipend.
£20 a month. That is my pocket money.
Okay, kid. They're a child. I'm not gonna get on their case too much. The Royals have all the luck.
I got up there for free, I did. Played the old, I work for Her Majesty's police card, you know?
Detectives have all the luck. If they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons, though? I don't know. Artificially raise the demand or something? Because if I have too many in the skies, they could crash into each other. I'm no! Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Lethal Company. I have heard legends of the sleeper agents from that game. Because if I have too many in the skies, they could crash into each other. The operators for the balloons were decided by lots, with each operator manning a particular area. See, and the zone above public's experimentation stage is the most profitable. The other impresarios, they hate me.
Thank you, witness. I think the court has a clear picture of the arrangements for balloon rides at the exhibition. Perhaps we could hear more about what you actually witnessed of the incident.
All right. I can feel you in there, my lord.
All right.
Hold it!
So, you actually saw the accident happen from up in the air?
Yup. Isn't it amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'm telling y'all though, being a lawyer's a mug's game. You should join the force and we can go flying together.
You know me so well. You had to double check that you stopped streaming on OBS. Yeah, no, that's fair. I have to double check, like, just to make sure that OBS is, like, fully dead. It's like a horror movie. You gotta make sure that, you know, you've done the deed. Otherwise, you get a sequel. Yes, well, anyway. Could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think?
Everything. We saw everything, because we were up above it all. Dodgy cover, climbing into that cage, and that dodgy professor pulling all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was that massive bang, and the cage disappeared, just like that.
You are describing the moment the subject's body was
Decomposed by the electricity, I believe. What a wild statement. Yes. The body was decomposed by the electricity. Which I don't think is how that works. Hi, Trix. I'm suffering. No amount of hydration is gonna save me from German accent boy.
I didn't know what to make of it, but then there was another bang, right in my ear. I looked round and there was a huge, great fireball right next to us in the sky, and there was nothing there before.
Oh no, why do you have to be the one who speaks, rich German child? Who's dead this time? OBS, maybe. Master Gots, does your memory of the day differ?
My teacher at elementary school said that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use their full name.
Who's dead? The accents. Yes. What was it again? They said in German. Why am I here? Just to suffer?
Wilhelm Gostreich Sigismund Ormstein?
Oh, I'm just going to assume I botched literally all of that and move on with my life. Because what else can we do? Me too, man. Just the 4 names then? The point is, do you have something to say? Oh, huh. He's a FromSoft boss. Something to add in response to Detective Gina Lestrade's last remark, perhaps?
Oi, get it right, Otto. It's Inspector Lestrade.
Why does everyone have a problem with how I address them at the moment? Oh? Oh shoot, thank you for gifting a sub, User Rock. Or something. The something is the terrible accents. That could do real psychic damage. Huh. Isn't that supposed to have like a... Oh, I don't think I added anything yet for that particular alert. Unfortunate. Regardless, thank you though. Didn't dodge roll. I need to dodge roll out of this courtroom.
That is not what I saw.
Oh?
Yeah, there was a second explosion and it was right beside our balloon. That is true. But I'm sure. Which is what I said, innit? 1 minute there was nothing there, the next a massive explosion. My teacher at elementary school said that when someone else is speaking, if you are rude enough to interrupt, you will have the most awful life imaginable.
Are all Bohemians brought up to be so, full of joy? That ceiling is gonna be covered in balloons by the end of this, this trial.
Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green balloon flying in the sky.
A green balloon? Maybe, is it this particular shade of green? Anyway. A green balloon.
You what? I never saw nothing like that. Well, I did! I saw it, and you can't say I didn't. I will complain to the consul. I will cry and scream. My testimony is the truth. I am a Bohemian prince. You cannot say it's a lie. That's not allowed.
Oh my god.
Playing the bleeding royalty card, are ya? Typical.
Says the orphan, who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty's Police.
In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend your formal testimony.
Distract the opposing counsel with balloons.
Thank you for the 4 months proxy. And that'll be Plan C.
In the interests of cordial national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia.
Ah, amazing. So you're gonna treat them well, but when it comes to the Japanese, you get to be as racist as you want. Okay. A green balloon, you say? Could it be this shade of green? Dang it! Come on! It's not a contradiction, but like, can I ask him about this? Surely something about that last statement seems odd, doesn't it?
Would you care to mull over precisely what you find odd about it on your return journey to Japan?
I wouldn't be back to give the court an answer for about 4 months, though. I want to see Venzeek's holding a very colorful balloon now.
Rest assured, we should be happy to carry proceedings forward in your absence, counsel.
He sounds serious. I have to prove my worth before he really does send me back home. Please stop threatening me with deportation every single time. Okay, fine. I mean, I can assume what happened. I know what happened. There was another balloon, and then it was shot out of the sky using the crossbow to simulate the second explosion. Amazing. Well, I guess I just have to press everything else. Okay, Mario. Did you see that actually happen? No, and in reality, I did not. I saw... freaking heck. I saw after it hit the tower. There was a grand... confusion... Oh god, I can't... Is it confusione? I don't know if that's like... If the E is said. Is it like French? Do I suffer? Around the stage, I ran to see what had happened. E. I was terrorized by the idea that one of my balloons had crashed. Mamma mia. Okay. Well, I suppose they are his livelihood. Emphasis on the E. But when I looked up to the sky, all my precious balloons were still there.
I saw it, though. I saw it slam into the tower. After all, I am a detective now.
Then tell us what you saw, Inspector Lestrade.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, she's so happy.
Hold it!
Was it you who gave the order to keep people away?
Huh? Use your head, Otto. How could it have been me? I was up in a balloon, weren't I?
Right.
So, because I weren't available, it was the boss who had to leg it over there. He was getting shoved and kicked all over by the panicking spectators as he tried to seal off the scene. It was a real sight to behold, I can tell you. Amazing!
Poor Inspector Gregson.
So, anyway, I couldn't see the cage that well because of all the smoke. And I didn't really want to see, to be honest. I was scared out of my wits.
Keep it together, Inspector. The prosecution really is asserting that the demonstration was genuine. But what if it was actually some kind of switch-around trick instead? That would mean that the victim was never actually on the stage in the first place. Yeah, it was a wax model! The 2 explosions would have thrown everyone watching into a panic for sure. I think I need to find out more about what exactly people saw at the time. Well, I assume the thing that I pressed. Okay, it's not the sky that exploded. Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say? The Reaper attacked. It's the kingpins of the criminal underworld generally managing to escape conviction in the Reaper's trials. And this isn't the first time their henchmen have tried to attack Lord Van Zeeks as a result, by the sound of it. Makes you think, if that's how the justice system works in London, then there must be dark forces at work. Please contact if you have any information. Which cat is this? Public health report? Honestly, as I see it, yes. Yeah, that's fair. Like, this is just the diagram. It's not gonna show me anything, really. Like, I kinda know what is supposed to have happened, you know? Like, it's that, and I already tried this one, it didn't work. Do I present this? Really? I wouldn't expect to be presenting in this order is the problem. No, I'm not presenting the armband. I'm clearly gonna have trouble with this trial and I can't afford to reset. I should save. You are probably right. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Save that. Fine, fine. If I do the armband one time, will you stop getting on my case about the armband? Probably not, but I'll do it. That last statement would seem to be at odds somehow with this evidence. It is your task, counsel, to explain the somehows to the court, not the other way around. It just seems to jar, though, don't you think? What I think is that this whole exchange has been extremely jarring. Yes. Perhaps I need to reconsider this. Yeah, I know what happened. I know. It's just, it doesn't feel like it should be this. It's just, there's not a lot of evidence to actually work with. It can't be this, right? I'll reset after this. Yeah. No, it's not this. It would have been weird. I'll reset soon. I just... Usually you present on the statement that was pressed. Do I press you again? A green balloon, you say? Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. I am a proud Bohemian prince. All these questions are making me bored. Boring.
Autocorrect in my brain. I think you mean bored. Oh, there we go. Autocorrect in my brain.
English is very annoying. The language of my countrymen is far superior.
Ragazzo, it is very wrong to lie.
Lie?
Flying balloons never explode. For the same reason, the planets never explode. It is logical. Anyone want to break it to this guy that, like... Anyway. Please tell me that doesn't mean logical.
If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia.
What I
will help the army! Come and shoot all of your stupid balloons out of the sky! All of them!
Mamma mia. Here you are, Your Highness. If only all international incidents were so easily resolved. Now that peaceful relations have been restored here in the courtroom, perhaps we could return to the testimony. Did you also see the moment that the cage materialized, Mr. Loon? No, I did not see the explosione myself. However, And we ignore you. I will... Okay. I think... There was an interruption here, so I didn't actually get your full thing.
Hold it!
I remember that now. Hold on. Was it not this one? Might have been the previous one. Oh, it was a previous one. It was the second one then. Whoops. Wrong one. It was a Gina one though.
No, I get it, Ryunosuke. I understand. You don't need to say it again, I swear.
Okay. Okay, this one. I'll just let you say your whole thing through. Balloons. It was in your ear. Okay.
I looked round and there was a huge great fireball right next to us in the sky. And there was nothing there before. And what appears out of the flames? The cage, that's what.
And that description sounds like the moment after the man was beamed instantaneously through space.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it? That's the 20th century for you, I reckon.
So, the people who actually saw the demonstration with their own eyes really believe they saw something miraculous take place. Shoot, that didn't help. Shoot. Okay, cool. There is nothing that I can press now. Oh no. It was not the sky that exploded. Does this help? Do you help me? No. No, you do not. I would really have thought it would have been this. Okay. Hello! Welcome in. I'm already struggling. I mean... None of these seem to work. Is it this?
Objection!
No! No, it isn't. Okay, I need a reset now. Oh, shoot. I know... It wasn't the sky that exploded. It was this balloon. Absolutely this balloon. But it's somehow not this. Do I need to inspect it? Oh my god, do I need to inspect it? I wasn't able to inspect it before, I think. Nope, I already inspected it. Never mind. Heck. And I definitely inspected this because it's like, oh shoot, it's a crossbow. Wow. I don't know. Is it you? Are you at fault? Is it your fault? Do I just... Okay, I think I have to just present everything on this one and then see what it is that the game says is right.
Objection!
It's gonna be none of these somehow. Okay. That's fair. The defense is confused, Your Honor. The defense is very confused, Your Honor. Okay, I've done that one, that one, that one. I got 3 left. It's just none of these have to do with balloons, and that's why I'm confused.
Objection!
Yeah, no. Is it just not this statement? I mean... Okay, you know what? What other statements are here? I'm only Is it that the balloon is damaged? Is that-
Objection!
I hate it here! Ah! Come on! Okay. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Mr. Loon, in your testimony, because, like, they mentioned, you know, that it's just like, oh, that's not my balloon. They mentioned that. Wow. I guess I have to get that in writing. Mr. Loon, in your testimony, you said that all 3 of the balloons you had operating at the time were undamaged. See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosiones, it would have been terrible. Terribile. I wonder if you might know what this is. Ah, I think it may be, see, part of a balloon. A burnt piece of the fabric of the envelope. Sorry, the envelope? Pardon, that is the large round part of the balloon which becomes filled with hot air. It is made from very thick fabric lined with rubber. You do not want it to rip when you are in the sky. That would be terribile, just as I thought. This piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Gotts testified, a green balloon did indeed explode that day. Huh? If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Loon, then your statement that they were all undamaged clearly contradicts the evidence. Oh no, your balloons!
If the balloon exploded that day, why didn't the man say so?
Maybe because everyone on board was killed.
Oh no, having just spent £10 for the experience, how awful!
Seems to me like this is crash 50% of the time anyway.
Oh. The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on the stage, the point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon. Like, he knows how crazy this sounds, right? Also, hello.
Causing the balloon to explode, yes, eminently plausible.
An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were, but it changes nothing about the pertinent facts. This I cannot accept! Why not, Mr. Loon? You are suggesting that I am a liar! That persons died in a balloon incidente! There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. The victim was the sole fatality that day. Ha ha ha! He's so funny. That's right, and I prove it! Balthazar Loon is not a liar! There was no such balloon in the sky, it is non possibile! Where is the stress in that word? You're saying it's impossible. Why? This court has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day.
Objection.
No, not just B-Loon, his name's Balthazar. Just, you know, call him Bal for short. Bal-Loon. But we can't ignore the fact that nobody appears to have known anything about this other balloon until now. My lord, the defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon.
I concur. There is clearly more to the truth here than meets the eye. It's imperative that we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel. Witness, you will give supplementary testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition.
Ah, grazie, my lord. The person who gives the testimony is just the kid instead. As I said, Balthazar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground in an esplosione, what a catastrophe.
But can't get away from the fact that a bit of cloth was found at the scene, can ya? The coppers of the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
This stupid ragazzo is mistaken. Oh, don't call her that. She's just telling you what the police said. How can you wear that balloon hat with all that heat radiating? Plot twist. That's he's actually a robot, and He's just really heated, you know? I wish I could claim that joke, but Van Zeek's literally made that joke already. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway. Well, that's fair.
So, your assertion is that the balloon this child saw was not one belonging to you?
Si, exactamente! If he even saw a balloon in the first place. I do not like the sound of it. It is very bad for business. I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia.
If you attack us, we will fight back. It will be war, all-out war.
Oh no, negotiations have fallen through. What happened to all-out war? Mr. Loon certainly doesn't appear to be lying, but that doesn't change the fact that the testimony and evidence are contradictory here. If the defense is unable to find fault with the witness's statements, the court must consider them the truth. Think long and hard on that, my learned friend. The situation has clearly changed now. I have to get to the bottom of what happened here, no matter what it takes.
Counsel, you may now cross-examine the witnesses.
Alrighty.
Hold it!
Didn't call him the racist name. He's been calling him learned friend for a while. Although, I would imagine that it has a little bit of sarcasm in it. You couldn't just have forgotten one, maybe? Signor! I might not notice if I was given 100 lentils and one was missing. But we are talking about 3 enormous balloons. Do you believe I could make a mistake about something so would it be grande? And expensive? I took the liberty of having Inspector Gregson check this gentleman's warehouse. I have the report here. It clearly says a total of 3 balloons. Grande, okay.
It would appear no mistake has been made then.
Surely Miss Lestrade could have been sent for such a menial task.
What, me? I'll tell you what I told the boss. East End kids like me can only count up to 2. Obviously that ain't true, but boss bought in and said he'd have to go himself in that case.
There are only 3 kinds of people in this world. Those that can count and those who can't.
Hold it!
It would be quite a catastrophe if they fell to the ground for any reason, I think. On that note, Mr. Loon, tell me, what is it that keeps these balloons in the sky? Are you an idiota? Sorry? That is like asking, why does a candle burn bright? It burns bright because it burns bright! And the balloon flies because it flies! What else? That must be Italian for I don't know. There were 2 types of flying balloons, hot air balloons and gas balloons. Hot air balloons work on the principle of hot air being less dense than cold air, whereas gas balloons derive their lift by using a gas that is lighter than air. See, and my balloons are filled with the magic gas, I believe. Hydrogen, lighter than air, but highly explosive.
Good lord!
I do not permit smoking of the cigarettes in any of my balloons. The magic gas does not like fire. They told me so themselves. It's powered by the stars, Glaze. Even a small spark of static electricity could cause the entire balloon to explode. What is the matter with you, Signor? All that comes out of your mouth is esplosione. I tell you, my balloons are perfectly safe. They have to be or I cannot eat. None of my balloons exploded that day. I am completely sure. But if you still say that is what happened, you must show me the proof. Alright, so Mr. Loon had 3 balloons in the air that day. If none of them were damaged... Are you looking at me? He's looking at me! then what was the one that exploded? It's like a Dora the Explorer episode. Alright, kids, if none of the balloons were damaged, then what was the one balloon that exploded? What exploded? Another balloon!
Hold it!
I was surprised to find the piece of fabric still at the scene, actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues?
Nah, not into picking stuff up off the ground, me. Always works out way better diving into people's pockets instead.
So much for the new career path.
Mind you, the boss was on his hands and knees picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Thing is though, the cage went crashing into the crystal tower, didn't it? So that's where most of the investigating was going on.
Even so, I would have thought someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered it up as evidence.
Cool, listen to you. You stumble across a bit of balloon and suddenly you're the best investigator in the world.
Pardon?
Well, you ain't got a badge, have you? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Come to think of it, there was talk of some scorching on the ground at a meeting we had about the investigation.
We used to have a badge.
The cops at the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
Oh wait, that was already
Hold
said.
it!
Remember what they took from us? Our dignity. There was considerable damage to the stage and surrounding area, wasn't there?
Yeah, some of the coves what were watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. Good job the old contraption didn't keel over, no?
I hadn't even considered that. It seems there was great panic after the incident occurred. Nevertheless, the police shouldn't have missed a torn piece of the envelope from a balloon. Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions. Oh, don't you Miles Edgeworth his freaking paycheck! Don't do this to him!
Like me swiping all his fish and chips, eh?
The man's sole pleasure. He has nothing. Remember what they took from Inspector Gregson! None of this matters. That scrap of balloon envelope means nothing. Niente. Are they gonna fight?
Hold it!
You mean the color is wrong? Si, signor. I do not have any green balloons in my warehouse. And yet a piece of green cloth was found at the scene. And it's unmistakably from a balloon. Well, I do not know how that can be. For the sake of argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode above the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question. Why not? There have been recreational balloon flights over Hyde Park operating from before the Great Exhibition. One could have exploded on some earlier date. Unfortunate, as I'm sure you'd agree.
You believe it may have been from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibition?
Si, exactamente. As the signor says, it is not from one of my balloons. Clearly this little ragazzo from Bohemia is thinking about what he saw. Ah, it's wartime!
Excuse me!
Is something wrong, Master Gotts?
It's Master Wilhelm Gosreich Sigismund Holmstein.
It was on the tip of my tongue. Oh, huh. You know, maybe we should slide past that. Oops.
Yes, something is very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear all over Bohemia.
You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing. If you do not have evidence, ragazzo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, huh? Perhaps we'll let the judge decide when it comes to punishments.
Evidence? What is this? Evidence.
give a simple example, young man. A photograph, for instance, some tangible proof of what you claim.
Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I have the photograph here.
What the heck?
Good gracious.
What?
I had not been up in a balloon for a little while, so I was very excited. I took lots and lots of photographs. Of the Crystal Tower, of the Bohemian exhibit, of the streets of London, of the hot eel cellar, the balloon.
I'll give it to him. He's a kid. He doesn't know. And the instantaneous kinesis experiment? Did you take a picture of that?
Yeah, one picture.
Really? You did take one?
But all I wanted was a ride in a balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments.
Never mind that. Can you show us that photograph? It's like it's covered with like his thumb or something because he covered the lens.
Of course. And then you will see. You'll all see. You will see that I am not lying. That I really did see a green balloon.
Are these in color? They're not in color! What do you mean green? My guy! Like, here's the thing. The guy did say striped, so we can use that. It's not striped. On the other hand, dude. Wonderfully green, huh?
Well, I see you're all too shocked to speak.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Yes, I think shocked is indeed the word, young man.
How many balloons are you taking?
Yeah, perhaps you cannot see it was green from a green balloon from this photograph, but that is not my fault. That's the fault of the stupid person who made the camera.
I'm sorry, the dots over the A's are killing me. That is one very bohemian sounding cry. I don't know how to cry in Bohemian, I'm sorry.
Where?
Very well, the court will accept this photograph as evidence. Where are his parents?
Cool. So we can get on this because it's, you know.
It's not my fault. It's the fault of the person who made the camera.
Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful sepia memories to take home with you. In any case, when exactly did you take the photograph?
Well, it was on the day of the big explosion.
You don't say.
When I pressed the shutter release, there was this very loud bang! And the hot wind rushed over my face.
That means this photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred. But if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing. It's not black and white, but eh. I could not give the flying fig. Lovely language you've picked up. Hey, at least he didn't say flying As I thought, Mr. Loon's testimony just doesn't quite add up. The young bohemian boy claims to have seen another fourth balloon, but Mr. Loon vehemently denies the possibility. And it's hard to imagine the man in charge could be mistaken about the number that were in the air. Still, this inconsistency must tell us something, I'm sure. Okay, so it's the fact that it's not striped. Which... do. Yeah, it's not striped.
Objection!
It's not striped! What do you mean? But the reason is because... Huh?
Yeah, I should save. But also, come on! It's stripes you can see! Even in black and white! If it's red and blue... Is it the inside lining, not the outside? I don't know. Okay, let me finish his statement, because he did get interrupted. But the prince... I had to press it again. But the prince took a photograph as proof.
It's Prince Wilhelm Gottreich Sigismund Ormstein. Stein.
Your royal blood would not appear here, ragazzo. See, it is a balloon, but there is nothing more you can see from this black and white photograph. Just look on my head. That is what a Balthasar-Loom balloon. Or, that is a Balthasar-Loom balloon, the best in the business. Let's try not to get overinflated. Yeah, the ceiling's covered with balloons at this point, or so I assume. The point is this. Here we have clear photographic proof that in the sky above the experimentation stage, there may very well have been a balloon operated by somebody other than you, Mr. Loon. Who was it? I want to know, who was this mongrel with no respect for the boundaries? Oh, is it because there's no one in here? Yeah, there's no one in here. Okay.
Objection.
I found it. I still stand by the fact that it has no stripe on it, but whatever. Unfortunately, the photograph Master Gods took can't tell us the color of the balloon. But it can tell us something else. Something crucially important. What? It shows that the pictured balloon wasn't carrying any passengers.
Oh, my goodness, you're right.
Oh, shoot. Now an actual mandatory health break. Oh no!
You know what, I should go and recuperate a little bit. I shall be right back. Goodness gracious.
Alrighty. I will probably grab some more tea, actually. Hello? Oh, there we go. I, put my, tea on the other side. Yeah, my neck broke? Oh. Oh no! What? What was it tracking? What was it tracking? So maybe a ghost got into my room or something? Don't worry about that. Oh god, I'm gonna be sent screenshots again. This happened last time. 2 separate people, independent of each other, sent me screenshots of like the same exact thing. So, great. I'm glad this is now a consistent thing. Don't worry about the possession, just a little bit of possession. As a treat. Anyway, happy Lunar New Year. Happy, hiss hiss.
But surely, all the balloons would have been carrying passengers, that there would be no sense in it otherwise. What other strange reason could there be? Ho, 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 ho.
So see, they are for pleasure, for seeing the view. My balloons only fly with passengers. Which tells us that the pictured balloon isn't one of them. So when the incident occurred that day, there was a 4th balloon in the skies above the experimentation stage. The mysterious green balloon. I know nothing, niente. I can only tell you one thing. If this balloon was not carrying passengers, then it was not one of mine. Oh my god, the balloon on his head is getting... I think it's gonna blow up. Is it filled with hydrogen? That's not good. I mean, there's like fire near it, so hopefully it's not hydrogen. There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition, and managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing. Si, competizione, trying to steal my profits. I did not notice because of the experimento that went wrong on the stage. This 4th balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Asman was beamed from the stage below.
Right, so them scraps that fell to the ground after and left them scorch marks, they didn't come on the stage at all. It was bits of the balloon raining down. But because no one was in it, it didn't get no attention.
A mysterious 4th balloon carrying no passengers, silently floating over the experimentation stage.
Objection!
This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue trader. Clearly, it has nothing to do with the case. Van Zeeks, please, I know you're smarter than this.
Its relevance does elude me, I must say.
The court has seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded. Why did you bring a newspaper? Really? Have we really got to the truth yet? No. No. I can't let this opportunity slip away. Jurors' minds are made up, and not in our favor. What else can this photograph tell us? Is there nothing more we can learn from it? Sure! I'll figure it out as I get there. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait. Please don't give your decisions yet. The photograph from Master Gotts may well be hiding one more vital clue.
Oh, what's that?
Please get back away from the screen, my guy. A vital clue!
Objection!
We're well past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for definitives now, so tell the court. What exactly? What exactly does this alleged clue in the photograph prove? Give me a hot second. Let me take a look at the photograph a little bit more closely. Okay, let's see. Does it show the... Oh, that's a crossbow bolt! Oh, that's a bolt! Oh my gosh! I didn't realize that crossbows, you know, crossbow ammo, like, lit up like that, but I guess they probably put fire on it, huh? Like, look at this not suspicious laser beam, yeah! I'm pretty sure it's the crossbow. It is the cause. We can reasonably assume that the pictured balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was not my fault. I threw a match at it, but it wasn't my fault.
Evidently. Because the birdcage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying. The words that are coming out of your mouth right now, do you hear them? Are you wearing earplugs? And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly and explosively ignited.
Objection.
Well, that part's true. No, that's not what happened. What?
Oh, thank you for the photo.
It would appear that this photograph requires closer examination. Counsel for the defense, you will highlight the location of this alleged clue in the photograph for the court.
Of course, my lord. If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. And what's shown is linked to another piece of evidence we have. In a way that leads to an unbelievable conclusion. You mean the conclusion that I've been saying since the beginning of the trial? I think the moment we found the balloon piece and the crossbow, I was just like, oh, someone blew it up to simulate the explosion of the thing, right? Anyways, right here.
Take that!
The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon. Most likely a ray of light caught incidentally on the film. My god, you have never seen a lens flare in your life.
I'm afraid I can see nothing of the sort.
If you look with a magnifying glass, my lord, it becomes clear what the nature of this bright line really is.
Goodness, what is that? Undeniably some flash of light, yes.
Oh golly, do you think it might be lightning?
But it couldn't have been a finer day. I believe we may be looking at fire.
Well, he's actually right, I think.
Bolt of fire heading straight for the balloon, like an arrow.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, no, you're right.
Indeed, even to my aging eyes, it would appear to be a flame of some sort. My word, are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas that filled the balloon?
Objection.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's absurd? Is it more or less absurd than teleporting into the same space as the balloon and blowing it up that way? That's absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time. No flame could possibly have reached such a height. You heard the officer. You know, it looks like an arrow.
Objection.
They just Mario fireballed it up 60 feet. Actually, it's my opinion that particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how that is exactly what did happen.
What evidence? If such evidence exists, Counsel, then for goodness sake, present it, man. Which evidence explains this mysterious streak of flame that appears to be headed directly for the balloon?
I'll be fine. It's gotta be this. Oh shoot, it was Loon. By the way, it's really funny because my D&D character's name is Loon. Spelled that way. So it's really weird. Anyway. Yeah, we've been stealing and hoarding evidence. It's, I'll give him that. This was found hidden at the foot of a small ornamental tree near the scene.
Good lord, is that a crossbow?
Yeah, as crazy as the guns that everyone seems to be carrying on them at all times. An arrow dipped in oil and set alight would have been shot from this weapon. sending a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon. Are you suggesting that crossbow was used to deliberately?
Blimey, you're right. That streak of light in the photo looks just like an arrow, doesn't it?
Then, the explosion of the balloon, it was very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow, igniting the hydrogen gas inside it. Grabbing his heart. No!
Porter! Porter! Counsel, this is an extraordinary supposition.
Have we seen Van Zieks do that animation before? The, oh, bless my heart kind of pose. If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why that would have been out of the question. Stab in the vampire heart. Oh shoot, you're right. Oh, bless my vampire heart. The noise of the discharge, of course. Oh, he hasn't done it since last game. Okay, it's been a while. Gotcha. He got a heart transplant. He lost it for a bit, but he got it back. That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently. Well, mostly silently.
Well, yeah. If someone had shot a gun off in the exhibition grounds, it would have caused a real panic.
But with the big explosion, there was a very big panic anyway, no? But what if they were trying to hide that the experiment was real or fake or... Hello. I don't like this. I should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all this, but something feels wrong.
Objection!
Do you understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nipponese friend?
If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued...
Wait a minute. What are you really saying here? I don't get it. Was the birdcage beamed up into the sky after all? What?
My goodness me!
Oh boy. Now I understand. That's what that sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance, that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along.
What? Did I just hear that correctly, Counsel?
There's no going back now. The horse has bolted, like a crossbow bolt. Let's assume, as I said, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage in the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads, as opposed to the sky below their heads. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared, to fall down and crash into the crystal tower. Don't know how I'm gonna prove the guy on stage wasn't in fact a guy. So, funny thing is that I do remember, before we came into trial here, we went to a wax figure museum, where all of the wax figures were very, very realistic for some reason. And also, one of the figures was taken. That's so weird. Sort of just like ransomed, kidnapped. Wild. So, you know, I do think it's weird that he was able to, like, move into it, though. Because we did see a cutscene where the guy walked into the thing. So, wouldn't it be funny, then, if that means that it's not that the person was faked in the before the explosion, but was actually, like, you know, is actually not dead. And someone faked it. Because that name on the autopsy report is really sus to me. So, you know, I think that guy's alive, still. But that's beside the point. I think you all agree it's entirely plausible that what I've just described is the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day. We were all wax figures, yeah.
This, good grief!
Objection!
This is ludicrous. What you've described is no science experiment. It's child's play, a contemptible display of stage magic. Does that one juror take offense to that? The magician juror? Both Mr. Shulms and Iris said that the experiment was a scientific impossibility. In which case, this is the only way to explain what happened that day. And in any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the Crystal Tower. If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that? Wax figures! There we go.
If I may put in a word as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by some simple deception.
I was really hoping this guy would step up and say something. Juror number 3.
All that would be needed is a doppelganger, someone who looked very similar to the victim, Mr. Asman, and having this other man appear on stage to front the show as a body double.
Did you have birds in your coat? What? Were they there the whole time? Yes, of course. So, of course he's a magician in his coat? Oh god, is it the 8-bit birds from earlier? Mr. Asman must have been inside the birdcage. Well, you know what? We've been talking about bird cages. Maybe that's why. That was concealed inside the balloon right from the start.
Objection!
Why? What are you objecting to? That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the 4 winds when it exploded. No one would ever have embarked on such a risky venture. Not unless they were already dead!
Not necessarily. The explosive force of the balloon gas would very much depend upon the mixture ratio.
Wow, I love how the jurors are really just actuallying all of Van Zeek's like crazy things that he's saying. There's birds inside the birdcage, inside the balloon, inside his coat. Oh my god. You're right. The green balloon was in his coat the whole time. He's a magician. Check him. Juror number 4.
Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases, such as helium as well. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered.
The mixture ratio.
Obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns. That would be unavoidable. But not to such an extent as to render this whole obscene charade impossible. Charade.
Van Zeeks is getting actually. This is silly. Heck yeah! So, everything that happened can be explained, logically and scientifically. Ha 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 ha. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear that instantaneous kinesis had occurred. It's hard to say no when, like, they literally introduce themselves as like, yeah, my profession, magician. My profession, scientist. In this field. In exactly this field. That's awesome.
Well, goodness me.
And if we accept that this is what happened, well, it means that the victim, Mr. Asman, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with. In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time. He did the thing again. I don't know why it's so funny. This will be very hard for the prosecution to counter. Our defendant is gonna hate us too. Lord Van Zeeks can't credibly maintain that Professor Harebrain is a suspect now. Unless Professor Harebrain comes in himself and tells us that he... Oh no. Yep, there it is. I freaking knew it. I knew he was gonna do that. Oh boy.
Mr. Naruhodo, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you.
Professor...
Right, you can stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please.
Sorry? What's all this about, Mr. Hairbrain? Like, here's the thing. I genuinely think this guy thought that what he did worked. I'm pretty sure he was being lied to. By, he was set up, and they led him to believe that that experiment could work. And had him presented here so that they could get away with whatever scheme they were getting away with. He was used. I can fully believe that that is the case. Oh, boy.
I, Albert Hairbrain, hereby confess that it was me who stabbed Mr. Odiasmin.
Yeah, he's doing that so that he could say that his experiment happened. That's the reason he's doing this. Dude, it's not worth it. Only an odious man could do it.
Yes, it was me with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew, the screwdriver.
What are you doing? So, like, no one's buying this, right?
Order! Defendant, explain this sudden confession.
Objection.
Professor Hairbrain, what are you talking about?
It's what I've said all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine.
But if you get found guilty, then your machine gets investigated anyways, and then they'll find out it's not real. I know he's emotional right now, but like, and his entire life's work is crumbling before his eyes, so like, I get it, but also don't.
You stand there and claim it was all a trick, all an elaborate prank, but where's your proof? No. You'd have to examine the machine if you wanted to prove it, but then it would all be over. My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it.
It's clear that you drew the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. It's quite conceivable that you were duped, Professor. If you'll just let me, I can prove...
Barak!
Yes.
I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I swear it. So please. Ensure the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act is adhered to and protect my creation.
This really is the time for wine, honestly. I agree. This is the time for wine. Hello. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice at this critical juncture, but I need to get drunk. Here's to my learned Nipponese friend. Why to me? What did I do? What? And his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense's position in the light of the accused's But we can all see... But... We all see that the reason he's even saying this is because he doesn't want his machine to be examined. That is the only reason he's confessing. You're not that daft. Do you intend to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. Maybe he's amused at the position I'm in, but at the same time, Hairbrain is like his friend. Like, and they were classmates. Come on! And they were classmates part 3! The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machinery involved in order to establish the truth. However, if you acknowledge that the machine is genuine and instrumental in the victim's murder... You forgot about Remember Me, but you gotta remember her! Any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis preserved. Moral quandary, it's the trolley problem! Do we pull the lever?
Well, counsel, what is the defense's official position on this matter?
What Professor Hairbrain, my client, actually asked of me, well, was to prove that the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. But there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence, or do I uphold my client's request but see him condemned? Do I ruin Hairbrain or do I ruin his dreams? Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing, I feel like it depends on the wording of that act. Because scientific experiments don't necessarily have to be, like, successful to be considered a scientific experiment, right? So, like... But the thing is, we are arguing that it was faked. So, that doesn't hold up anymore. No, I'm trying. Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust. You've been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade, my learned friend? Or has all knowledge of English escaped your confused Nipponese mind? Ah, hey, look, it's the racism. Mr. Naruhodo! There's no escape here. I have to make a choice. So a friend comes in now, right? 'Cause he's losing it, right? Right? But it's an impossible one. I have to give up on something, but what? The defense asserts that the defendant's instantaneous kinesis machine was, in fact... Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like, can I argue that, like, you know, scientific procedure was followed? Right? I could do that and, like, say that it's technically still protected, right? Right? I don't know if the game is going to interpret what I'm saying that way, but for the record, when I say proper scientific invention, I'm saying that even if it doesn't work, it's still technically a scientific invention. It just doesn't work, and that's fine. I'm going to say that, and it's going to tell me I'm wrong. But I'm gonna say that. Please interpret it that way. Please interpret it that way. Please interpret it that way. Ah! Oh, it's just not gonna let me. Okay, yeah, no, that's not how I would have interpreted it. No, I can't say it. My client placed his faith in me. I can't just let him down. Huh? Who is this? Is it Sholmes? What must I give up on is not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I... Oh, wait, no. Is this Kazuma? Is this a flashback? It's what can I protect? Is it Kazuma? Wait, what the... Why are you here? Huh? When did she get here? When was the letter? She kinesised here! What was it? Kinesis, oh my god, I forgot the thing. But yeah, she used that machine! Spontaneous kinesis!
Hello again, Mr. Naruhodo.
It's been far too long.
I misremembered what your outfit was.
Oh, this is what you were Anyway. It's been 2 months since she sent the letter. And I would assume that, you know, there's still, like, time between the letter being sent and her getting, like, what is it? The letter being sent and then us getting that letter. So, yeah, no, I guess theoretically she had enough time to get here. Susato-san? They let you in? But what are you? Hiya! Cool. Gah! My first Susato takedown in 6 months. Good. 6 months? Isn't the journey 4 months?
There'll be time to talk later, Mr. Naruhodo. For now, we must concentrate on the task at hand.
Which is, working out not what I have to give up on, but what I can protect. Also to spend half of my movement to not be prone anymore. Imagine if this was in his head, and then he just suddenly flipped himself in real life. That would be ridiculous. Professor Hairbrain.
Yes.
Yesterday you told me that science is the pursuit of truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too. We have an entire song for that pursuit.
Yes, of course.
And personally, I believe that you didn't stab Mr. Asman. I think you've come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? 40 days. Oh, I guess so. That your experiment and the machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind that is what we must both pursue now. Oh. Oh no, another person has a concussion. So, you finally opened your eyes. That's a racist thing to say, isn't it? 'Cause, like, if that was directed at us, right? Anyway, what? And as for you... Oh, I think he was directing that at Hairbrain. Okay, I can retract that now. Never mind, he was absolutely saying the open your eyes at us, so I am unretracting the retraction. Albert, you cannot ignore this any longer. Having heard my learned friend's assertion, don't you have something to say?
Barak!
Lord Van Zeeks. I know he was saying metaphor, but it's just like, it's an odd metaphor. You have a choice when you're using metaphors, you know? Like, you can choose a different metaphor. Like, oh, now you see clearly, or like, you know, you can make the choice to not say that phrase. It's just like, I think I see it like as racist because of all he has said to us in the past too. So it's just kind of a narrows eyes at what's happening right now. Anyway, Lord Van Zeeks.
Gosh, I've never heard him speak that way before. Were they classmates?
Yeah, they were classmates. Yeah, I did say that. Huh.
In truth, there is one thing. Something I've remembered that's of relevance.
What?
On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage. A man holding that crossbow.
Oh, okay. You didn't report the fact that there was a weapon? Like, even if it had nothing to do with, like, experiments being, like, tricked or faked or whatever, there was a guy with a weapon that I assume should not have had a weapon.
I beg your pardon.
My guy. It's so easy to just be like, hey, the police who are hanging around this area. So I saw a guy with a crossbow. Professor, did the man have any distinguishing features? What did he look like?
Shoot, you're right, it was a scientific weapon, so you can't confiscate it. Taller than me and thin, thinner than me, with straight hair, straighter and wider than mine. Let me see. One less lens than me too, a monocle, rather stylish black monocle. But one thing in particular will help to positively identify the man. You see, I know him very well. After all, he's the engineer who built my invention.
Oh, that's probably why he didn't say anything. What? He built the machine.
Well, that's right. Mr. Asman introduced him to me a year ago. He's a man by the name of
Odious
Enoch Drebber.
Enoch Drebber. I'm trying to think of the pun here. The only thing I can think of is like knock as in like knock an arrow? Drebber.
Enoch Drebber! Does this mean something? Members of the jury seem flustered.
Not a name any scientist wishes to hear. That the man's an abomination.
Not a name any conjurer wishes to hear either.
Who on earth is he?
I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of this nature that I've heard in scientific circles in connection with that name.
Enoch Drebber is a Holmes name. Oh my gosh! Oh, it has been 5 eons. The very first Holmes victim.
Oh shoot, is he dead too?
There's talk of other flamboyant experiments that turn out to be nothing but stage trickery in the end. Obviously, the rascal is after the government's research grant money.
When magicians are in need of money, I have heard of them resorting to these underhanded tactics. I have 256 playing cards under my coat, and I will pull them out endlessly. To make my point, I will drown us in cards. Sorry. It's just the little, like, flourish with the hands as he drops the cards onto the ground. They're gonna slip when walking out of that juror table later.
Some acquaintances of mine with experience of such things have mentioned Enoch Drebber's name before.
4.9 Dex Y. Don't worry about it. He lost a couple of the cards doing this exact thing.
The man is both an engineer and a magician. At least we're dealing with an unparalleled confidence trickster here.
Balloons on the ceiling, floor covered in playing cards. This is just a right circus.
That's Enoch Drebber for you.
So can we bring him in for questioning? Are we allowed to do that? A degree in physics is different than a degree in engineering. Oh, not wrong. Or chemistry, although I guess all Enoch had to know was fire make hydrogen go boom.
So, it's true then. My invention. My great machine. It was just a grand illusion.
Considering what we've just heard about Mr. Drebber's character, I'm sorry to say that sounds increasingly likely.
Even though no one else believed it, I wanted to. I wanted to believe that machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted.
Which is why you were so opposed to it being investigated, I presume.
I knew that if the machine was examined in detail, its construction would give away my hypothesis. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen. But at the same time, I knew that if it was found to be nothing more than a trick, than a work of deception, then everything I'd worked towards, all my research, all my dreams, my whole life would be over. I was terrified at the prospect.
So, you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built, and the true nature of Mr. Drebber.
I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it.
It's entirely possible that Mr. Asman and Mr. Drebber were working together to use you as a means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant money.
When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moment of my career. I pulled all the levers and turned all the dials in exactly the way Drebber had described. When the smoke suddenly started billowing out, I panicked. I didn't know what was happening. But I really don't know how the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything anymore.
Oh. Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor. Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention from the protection afforded by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Yes, please, go ahead. I'm very sorry. No. This poor guy.
It would appear that we shall have to suspend proceedings for the remainder of the day. He's innocent!
We've done our job! He's innocent! That's the end of the trial, no?
It would appear that we shall have to suspend proceedings for the remainder of the day now. Lord Van Zieks,
My lord.
the court has newly been made aware of another party whose involvement in this matter is critical.
Yes, Mr. Trevor.
Gather information about the man. If possible, I should like him served with a subpoena.
With pleasure, my lord. You're guilty until someone else is proven guilty, clearly. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Otherwise, who else can we punish? They have to confirm the magic trick stuff? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they have to investigate. Dang it, no, you're right.
Now, counsel for the defense.
Yes, my lord.
When we reconvene, I shall be looking for one thing, and one thing alone from you. Evidence that the defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused.
I guess that's true. We also more proposed a theory than actual evidence, so I guess we'll have to sign that. I understand.
Good. In that case, this court is adjourned until tomorrow morning.
Does that mean we have to go investigating again? Objection, Your Honor.
Nuh-uh.
The fuck you mean, nuh-uh? Well, we have a while to investigate, actually. Oh, this poor guy. Oh, this poor guy. I'm so sorry.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
I'm so sorry. I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess.
How did it ever come to this?
I'm so sorry.
Did you really have no idea, Professor? About what Mr. Drebber was really up to, I mean, about what he was really constructing? Yeah, no, this guy is like, he's a nice guy, he's fine. He was just easily duped, and I feel bad for him. If she was a hallucination, then he just got flipped by nothing. He just randomly fell over in court and then got back up.
Naturally. That machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis, of all my hopes and dreams.
Undertale reference.
I had complete faith in it.
Alright, in that case, I won't say any more. Now, sadly, the murder accusation against you still stands. Oh my god, you're right! He does have big Larry Butts energy! Larry Butts if he was a scientist! Holy you're right! That makes so much sense! Larry Butts and Edgeworth were anyway. a little bit switched around. So we must do as much investigation as we can before the trial resumes tomorrow.
Defense, why did you fall on the floor? Are you okay? Well, thank you for doing so much for me.
He's in it for the science instead of the woman. You're right. I'm sorry, women.
I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Naruhodo.
Arriving late?
Didn't you receive my postcard? I wanted to let you know when I'd arrive.
Postcard? What postcard?
I hid it from you, Bruno, so it would be a surprise!
Iris, come on!
Well, did it work?
I was surprised, alright, especially when she threw me to the ground.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I was just so happy to see you again that it sort of slipped out.
My flip of you sort of slipped out. Whoops. Gave you a concussion. Whoopity doodle. Maybe we could stick to more traditional displays of emotion in the future.
Susie's train was late into London Victoria this morning, you see.
Whoops, my hand slipped out in the exact motion I need to flip your center of mass. Whoopsie daisy. Ryunosuke is just so flippable. Oh, you're so right, though.
But we made the coachman really whip the horse. No! Whip the horse as hard so she didn't miss the whole trial.
No! Give those horses a treat.
I was watching from the gallery for a while, but in the end, I'm afraid I couldn't contain myself. Also, you had your head on the desk again.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Oh!
My hand slipped and it caused me to spin you 180 degrees so that your face could become acquainted with the ground. No teleportation, just casual animal cruelty. I think I would take the explosive teleportation over that. Having you at my side in court gives me the strength I need to win, in that I was about to give up. So, I'm delighted to see you back in London.
Oh, you're too kind, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm delighted to be here. I hope I can continue to be of service to you.
Of course. So, what's brought you back? Did Professor Mikotoba not protest, or is he dying still, or? Oh my god, that'd be so great. I want to imagine that she jumped in too, because like, I don't know if they would have let her in, so just yeet. Listen, if Van Zeeks can toss bottles out of the courtroom, she can jump in, I feel like.
Let's save all that conversation for when we're back at home, shall we? And Hairbrain is back in prison. You know, I've made one of my most special blends ever for this special occasion. Oh, Iris, how wonderful! I can't wait.
Susato-san was back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me feel at the time, but despite my elation, our tale was about to take yet another extraordinary turn. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Don't you to be continued me, what does that mean? Excuse you? Van Zeek's gonna die, don't make jokes. I feel like in the spirit of Miles Edgeworth, I feel like he's gonna get convicted of something at some point and we're going to have to defend him. In the spirit of that, anyway. Maybe for like the murder of his what was it? Was it his brother? Why can't the defense do something obscene? We get flipped.
Oh, this room. It's been too long. It hasn't changed in the slightest, though. And it's been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to stay so familiar.
Well, I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be as you'd left it. But it has been some 6 months, it's true.
So, is your father alright, Susie? What happened?
He lied to me.
My father?
Yes, Professor Mikotoba. I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why you went back to Japan. Because of the telegram you received saying he'd fallen and couldn't get up. I mean, fallen ill with a very high fever for some unknown reason.
That's right. So, I was surprised to learn you'd be coming back so soon. Surprised, but happy.
He lied.
I think I wrote about it in my letter to you, that it was all a trick. You do well to remember the letters I write to you. My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved about that.
Well, we're all delighted to have you back.
It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually. It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium.
The International Forensic... Oh, that's the same symposium Lord Strongheart mentioned.
The ifs. Anyway, I've arrived safe and sound, and all that matters is that I'm here now. After all, I haven't yet fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. Oh, I thought you'd forgotten about that. It's been like a game and a half.
You must tell us everything that happened while you were back in Japan. Spill the tea, girl!
Yes, of course. I shall.
And, there's one other thing. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. About, you know who? About Kazuma.
I know. I'll tell you all that I can.
Yeah, no, I need that information. What about Kazuma? What about Kazuma?
When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely.
The awful trial? Oh, yes. For the murder of Giselle Brett.
Oh, you dressed as a man then, didn't you, Susie? Yes. Since women are forbidden in the courtroom, I had no choice.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Wow, amazing! I wish I'd seen it, don't you, Runo?
Yeah, I'm sure you were very dashing and gallant and flips through other synonyms. Yes, I suppose so.
I want to play at being a lawyer now. I could wear a false mustache, maybe.
I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. But she is a doctor. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Miss Usato. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikotoba summoned you back to Japan. You said in your letter it was something to do with that convict's loot we found in Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
That's right. The very large dog collar we found with the bee emblem on it. It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet.
Why would that be, then?
Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time. But if he refuses to tell me what it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. And I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Oh! Susie!
That's a very meaningful look Susato-san's giving Iris there. You want to hear about your dad? This is gonna be awkward. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that symposium too. I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend.
Yes, and from Japan, my father and Judge Jikoku have been invited.
Ooh! Judge meets judge? Can we have both of them in a case? That'd be funny.
It's something of an honor, I believe.
Well, Professor Mikotoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country, after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say?
Yes, His Excellency, Judge Sei Sou Jikoku. You've met him, Mr. Naruhodo.
Only the strongest judge survives! Oh man, bring on the judge v judge fighting game.
Last year, in the Supreme Court, you can't possibly have forgotten. That terrible trial of yours when you were accused of murder.
Yes, I try to think of that as a positive turning point in my life these days.
Well, it was Judge Jikoku who presided over that trial.
if I'm perfectly honest, I'd be happy never to see that man's face again in my life.
Oh, well, anyway, as Father was invited to the symposium, he agreed to me returning to Britain, too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. So I pleaded with him, and in the end, he agreed to me going on ahead.
The Kazuha lifetimes, no! Yes, about the symposium. It seems as though Lord Strongheart has put in an awful lot of work to make it happen, and potentially a little bit of, I don't know, not good. It's obviously very important.
I believe it is, yes. As I understand it, Lord Strongheart organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of Attorney General.
The most senior position in the British justice system.
He's hoping to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what Father said anyway. Apparently, it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition, and allegedly he will do anything to get that result. I don't know, just heard that.
Does Professor Mikotoba know Lord Strongheart personally then, I wonder? Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday. It was a very long speech, incredibly long. I don't remember any of it.
Ah! Oh no! A mandatory health break? Ah!
Well, time to get possessed again by the ghosts. Good luck.
I'm leaving you with the ghosts now.
Well, I don't think... Did I get possessed this time? Doesn't seem like I was. In theory. Wait, I did? Oh my god. What is it? What movement is it capturing? That's so weird. Huh. Susato is just like looking at the ghost like, whoa. Dang it, ghosts in my room. You don't need to become Twitch famous or whatever the heck. Get your own stream. Get your own stream, ghosts in my room. Live Susato reaction. That's actually the real trick. She's actually reacting to me. Alright. I'm sorry, wait, I need the context for this again. What was that? Lord Strongar gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday, but I sort of lost the will to live early on and didn't really listen to much of it. What? What if they help pay the bills? I don't think I've seen them help pay the bills, but also, like, what the heck, Noodlesuke?
How trying for you.
So she's dead then. Giselle Brett. The woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, Giselle Brett. Oh, that's a name I won't forget for as long as I live. But you lost the will to live yesterday. Anyway.
The extraordinary thing is, though, it seems it's a name we should all forget.
What? Sorry?
Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that an Englishwoman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist.
Didn't exist? But how can that be?
It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin. And she wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front.
Shin? Wait, whoa. What were the series of names in the at the end of the previous game? Because one of them was Kazuma, we know that. But wasn't one of them Shin? One of them was also, like, Gregson.
Wasn't one of them Shin?
Ooh, wait. So, Kazuma's dead. Shin is now dead. Is Gregson next? Do we need a... Uh-oh. Gregson, I think you might need a bit of a warning. A front? Who on earth was she then? Oh my god.
Miss A. Shin. Her, name is literally all our intelligence services have been able to ascertain about her.
Asian? Oh my god. But on the other hand, that's what was in the, that's what was in the intelligence, like, thing that we managed to snoop, the Morse code.
Nobody knows why, or even how, she came to be in Japan.
Her compatriot, Mr. Hugh Mann.
It's a complete mystery.
But that makes no sense. It's no easy task to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. What could the woman have been up to? Getting poisons!
I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand.
And her ally, Britann. Was someone called Human? No, it's more so just like, obvious name is obvious sort of thing. And now she's been killed. While all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered. Do none of them remember the Morse code? Who's the swan? Oh shoot, that's Britann.
I'm afraid so.
18. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? Please pull on that feeling. You know this. Never mind. Italy.
After my friend Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange.
I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on in that visiting student's fate. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship. It's been a while since this guy was here, and that he'll never...
Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama.
And what did you learn? Come on. I want to know.
After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff there.
Should have been?
Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. It just disappeared.
What? Cosmo's body vanished?
Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown. Except, Kazuma-sama isn't there.
Did Professor Mikotoba know about this?
Yes. It would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak.
I just don't believe it. And what is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden?
Mikotoba was not on the list,
But he definitely knows more than he should. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the we didn't see a body copium. We're sticking with that. We didn't see a body, and therefore, by the laws of dramatic melodrama, he's alive? No body, no crime. Exactly. I mean, okay, listen, if he wasn't dead, then, you know, I can stand by what I said ages ago of, what do you mean he broke his neck, but also there were no marks on his body? Anyway, that aside, I said that so long ago. Alright, anyway. Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Buryo were definitely strange. Broke his neck like my VTuber. Well, listen, getting possessed by a ghost is entirely different. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be... Could it be that he's actually still alive?
Stop it! Mr. Naruhodo, it's too much to bear!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Just thinking about the possibility pains me so very much. Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Sholmes was there, wasn't he? And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly.
Yeah, but Sholmes is hiding something too, you know? You're right. So, if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Sholmes had lied to us. Sholmes is hiding stuff, we know that, and it's for the same reason that Mikotoba is. Because, like, they're both hiding something involving the Hound of the Baskervilles case. We don't know, but he was sitting in Seiza. Which is very odd considering how racist Gen Z is. But like, why didn't he... If it is, then why didn't he react? I don't know if it's just for funsies. I think Sholmes has an actual reason for this one. And I know I usually give him too much credit, but like...
But there's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing.
Hopefully. I suppose that's true. Yes. Unless... Unless...
The idea that he might still be alive somewhere. It wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it. Because if it turned out not to be true, then I'd be back at the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. I'm terrified of what that might do to me.
Oh, Mrs. Sato. I know she's given the idea the thought it deserves. It's Susato-san we're talking about, after all. So I probably shouldn't push it now. Shelms wouldn't lie. By the way, have we asked Iris about her dad today? Yeah, us hiding things ridiculous. Hey, you want me to present Cosmo's armband again?
You're still taking good care of that armband, I see. I'm so pleased.
Well, yes, it feels like I wouldn't be me without it now, to be honest.
Oh dear, there seems to be a thread coming loose just there. Look. I'd be only too happy to mend it for you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, thank you. I must have scraped it against something again. I'm always doing that. She's gonna flip you for that one.
Then take better care of it, please.
It was all going so well until I ruined it. What about the sword? I cannot present the sword, but I can present the crossbow.
This was used to shoot down the balloon, wasn't it?
Oh, does she have unique dialogue for every single thing? Yes, with a flaming arrow. It's quite a formidable weapon.
I'm quite accomplished with a longbow myself, you know. No, really? If you were to balance an apple on your head, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm quite confident that I could hit it from a good 50 meters away.
Quite confident, you say. Does the apple necessarily have to be on my head? About this paper, Mrs. Sato.
Yes, it's all about the great exhibition. I've been dreaming about it, you know.
I was sorry that you were going to miss it when you were called back to Japan.
So was I. I felt desperately unlucky. But here I am, back in London while it's underway. It's a dream come true.
Perhaps you're not as unlucky as you thought then.
Once we've helped Professor Hairbrain out of this terrible situation, we should all explore it together.
By the way, Naruhodo-san,
Have I told you your head is curiously apple-shaped? I could probably hit it from 50 meters away! And of course, we must invite the professor's good friend, Lord Van Zieks, as well. And they were classmates.
your luck might not stretch that far. Oh, but I'm gonna try. Oh! Okay, so this is no longer unique dialogue. Mrs. Sato, do you see this?
You have such great expectation in your eyes, Mr. Naruhodo, but I'm afraid... nothing particularly useful comes to mind at all.
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what I was expecting, really. Do you have anything for this? Nope. Okay. I think I might be out then. Still though, neat that there was 2 unique dialogues. Ooh, okay. We can look at things again. Let's talk about like, you know, spade and shovels once again. Thinking back, that spade's been in here since we first moved in, hasn't it?
I'm sure I've told you before, Mr. Naruhodo. It's not a spade. It's a shovel.
No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. Oh, it's the same. It's the same. Hold on, this is the same conversation. No! The Great Spade Shovel War rages on. Oh, maybe it was a little different. Okay, I think that this is mostly gonna be the same then. We can... Huh? Can we not leave? Can we not leave? Is there something The tea?
You have water gently boiling on the stove, I see.
Feels wrong somehow if I can't hear the water bubbling away. And we have plenty of logs. It's not like we have to worry about paying for gas.
It's important to open the window for fresh air when the fire's burning, though. You can't keep it closed just because it's cold outside. It could be a matter of life and death.
Avoiding the freezing winter air is a matter of life and death too, if you ask me.
Oh well. Perhaps a nice cup of tea will warm you up later.
Throw scalding hot tea on you. Oh! You were here! She's been here the whole time.
It must be about a year ago now. I wrote a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of Hurley's greatest exploits. I called it The Hound of the Baskervilles.
But then Miss Sholmes forbade you from publishing it. and put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it.
So nobody knows anything about it apart from Hurley and I. But for some reason, you knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie?
We're finally addressing it!
Oh, it sounds so exciting! The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. And you wouldn't tell me how you'd come to know it? Yes, but I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? I think it's time. Oh! I'm only sorry I've had to keep it from you for so long, Iris.
Oh boy. Who needs investigating when you've got tea?
It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, "The Hound of the Baskervilles."
What?
My Baskerville story? Of course, I had no idea what it was at the time. But Father came in and...
Susato, what are you doing?
Father!
Did you look at those papers?
No, I simply read the label, that's all.
Yeah, June. We can hear June in our hearts.
Well, put it out of your mind.
Sorry?
Forget that you ever saw it, and certainly don't tell anybody else about this. Do you understand?
As pea soup. Clear as pea soup.
But what was Iris's manuscript doing in Japan?
I have no idea. But when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day...
Oh, hi, June! Did you get summoned? Oh my gosh! That's crazy! Hello! We're about to ruin a child's day. Whoops! I would invite you on, but I'm only gonna be on for 10 more minutes. So, because I have a hard cutoff today, alas. I would have streamed longer if I didn't have so many technical difficulties. Say June 3 times. That's true. Lurking around. Sneakily, stealthily, spookily. Wait, June, were you the ghost that was possessing the model when I was on break then? Was it you the whole time? Hello, hello. Oh my god. I should have known. I should have known it. See, the mic was muted, so you didn't hear, but the model was just making puns for like 5 straight minutes. It was crazy. Anyway.
The title just slipped out. I would never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholmes' exploits.
The punchline.
When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain. But he refused to answer any of my questions. And there was no sign of the big box in his office. Sneaky. Suspicious. Well, that's really all I know about it.
And that's all you... I guess it's because he told her not to say anything. I think that's the reason that she didn't say anything earlier.
I've no doubt that Father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still. I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you.
Are we gonna tell her that her dad is dead?
Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie.
Are we not telling her her dad is dead? We know! That was case 1! Oh my god, we're not telling her? We're not
So Mr. Naruhodo. I'm ready to start investigating if you are. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxwork Museum as well.
So, you're fully abreast of the situation already, Mrs. Sato. I'd expected nothing less, to be honest.
I would think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Trevor, the engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick.
Yes, a conjurer of sorts by the sound of it, well known in the fields of science and magic. Are you about to... I don't know if you're that's not an arresting look. That's a I'm going to flip him on his head and give him a concussion look. Space is warped and time is bendable. Fair enough.
Then we need to go and arrest him.
Well, yes. He must know the truth behind this case, so I agree we really do need to find the man.
It sounds like it's a case of tracking someone down, which is a job for the police, or a great detective.
Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? We don't have much time, so we need to get started straight away, I think.
Good idea. Well, best of luck then.
Oh, you're not coming today?
I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the herb market. But let me know later how you got on, won't you?
Sufficiently advanced magic is indistinguishable from science. That's fair enough. Just as trustworthy, too. That was a little abrupt. The pull of the herb market must be strong. Okay, now we can leave. Let me save very quickly in case something terrible goes wrong. As things are wont to do on this stream, really. Okay, now we move. Where for? I'm just gonna check each location, I think. Well, is he here? Is he here? I don't think he is. He might still be at the Wax Museum, though. We don't need to go there. Prison! We could go to prison! Go directly to jail. Okay? Who gave him chalk? Hey, for any, math folks, does this make sense? 'Cause I don't know enough formulas to know if this makes any sense. F of... Oh my gosh. I have no idea. I see some lambdas in there. Amazing. Wow. What is he doing?
He's... Oh my! The whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations.
And he's still writing more now. You took calculus in undergrad and all you remember is basic arithmetic? I took BC Calc in high school and yeah, no, same. Imagine remembering math. Professor, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, and who is this young lady?
You saw her. You have math degree and what is math? Fair enough.
My name is Susato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Oh, if only I'd met a... Oh god, it is Larry Butts. Oh no, oh no. If only I'd met a refined young woman like you sooner. None of this would have happened. It's Larry Butts if he did science. Science. No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you.
Well, there's an upset of sorts. I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning.
Oh no. The whole thing, the whole miserable affair, it all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clot. Professor Hairbrain, what have you been working on in your cell?
Oh hey, look, a clearer picture of what's on the wall. I don't know, but in the top left corner, it does look like it says B equals no. Which I don't think is what that says, but it does certainly look like no. And I think that's kind of what happened, right? Larry Watts. Because he's always asking questions in the pursuit of science. And everyone else is always asking him, what? 1 over x plus 1. I can't read it. It's too small. A, B... Well, okay. We've got some... We've got a triangle on the right. What's the point of that? B equals... Girl, don't do it. C, H. S... I mean, S I think is usually used in, like, chemistry, right? I can't quite remember. It's been a hot minute. F I'm pretty sure is force. T is time, obviously. So it's like science stuff. I see theta up there. I don't know what that symbol is anymore. Oh, it's been 5,000 years. I still remember x equals negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Help. Help. Okay, well that's neat. I don't know what any of these equations are, except for maybe the triangle, because that looks like it might be like, you know, either Pythagorean theorem or like sine, cosine, tangent stuff.
Oh, you mean that? Oh dear, how embarrassing.
Alpha might be a correlation? Maybe.
I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The wall was all I had to hand.
Where did you find the chalk? It does look like a triangle, and reports might conclude that that is in fact a triangle. Oh, is it some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe?
No, actually, this is my
autobiography? How? Your autobiography? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I refuse to have that existent in the world. Absolutely not. An autobiography by Albert Hairbrain. Exactly, and that's why I'm not doing it. You can't make me. Listen. You know, like,
yeah.
Do it. Don't say I never did anything for you. Come on, no one's looking. Yeah, except for everyone. No, you can't take the jokes out of my brain. I was gonna do exactly that, actually. Dang it. Okay, now I can't even do that. Wow, I have a hard cutoff today. Wow, it would be so funny if I just wasted the next 3 minutes on this screen not doing anything. Anyway. Now I was, Died a Lead and Fight a Lead by Albert Hairbrain. Oh, it's as close as I'm getting. Just gotta mispronounce it, and then maybe, in theory... Oh my god, alright.
I found I can represent my odd fortunes with only odd numbers and an ambitious set of simultaneous equations.
Close enough.
Really? I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine, you see. So, it's going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1, an odd birth, an odd upbringing.
Fidely didely ho.
Can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talked a little more about the case? Thank you for the follow. After that train wreck,
Oh, yes, of course, I've been working through the numbers.
No! You can't make me say it again! No! 1 minute warning. Look at what this is! Look at what they're making me say! Look at what... I am in pain! Oh my god. Sit! How dare you! Fine. I will say it one time and then call it. Ugh. And fine. I was diddled. I was fiddled by the power of them. That's it. Nope. Goodbye. Wow. Look at that. I need to go now. That's crazy. That's so wild. That's insane. Who can I raid? You tuned in for the end of stream. That's so weird. Let me see who I can go and raid right now. Yeah, let's see who I can go. Yeah, Corina is streaming right now. That's so weird. I'm gonna throw you guys over there now. I'll remember to put it in highlights. If I have to say it again on Thursday, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I won't lie. This guy's found a new catchphrase and I kinda hate it. Okay, so, Corina is streaming Baldur's Gate 3 right now, honor mode it looks like, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching and putting up with whatever was happening today. I will be back on Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.